No problem.
Let me see if my following. I don't know if I ever told you, but whenever I start a stream, I open up a separate YouTube window to just kind of monitor it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes YouTube has a tendency to. Sometimes YouTube has a tendency to take streams down unannounced. Flagging them for terms of service violations.
I've been in streams like that.
Yeah, so then you end up with these streams where it's like, okay, let's give it another go. Part 2.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you watched Raging Golden Eagle's closeout stream on his book Blade Devil.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I might have been on there for a little bit.
Yeah, he went on for something like either 24 or 48 hours.
Yeah.
Non-stop stream, but he got taken down like 6 times. Yeah. So welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host Wyman, and I had opened in another. Oh, here we go. So I just need to share screen. Welcome, Drawing Aces. All right. Right on. I'm so sorry, everybody, for being so late. I was sorely behind schedule, but finally got some stuff I need to get done that had been on the waiting list. Now we're finally caught up. Thanks very much, Sim. Hello, everyone. I just subbed, and you should do the same. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've got special guest Michael Beacon of 7 Legions fame. Let's go ahead and play this video real quick.
Okay.
Was it too loud?
Oh no, I was watching the YouTube stream.
Oh, all right. Sci-fi, fantasy,
and historical fiction.
Right on.
Yeah.
So you're presently at 5739 and 138 backers. Let's get that up, everybody.
Yeah, we got next stretch goal for the dog tags is at 6,000.
Oh, nice. We gotta get those dog tags, everybody.
Yep.
Are they really gonna look like dog tags? Like you're gonna have a chain and you'll have the tags that sort of look like they're from military?
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. I got a couple websites I'm looking at. Just gotta, check into them a little bit more, see which one has the better deal.
Nice.
Yep.
That's gonna be cool. Oh, wait a minute. Was that a separate? Was this a newer trailer, the one we just saw?
The other one. Okay, so there's the first one on there. That's the 30-second one.
Yeah.
And this one is from when I first started the campaign. A lot's changed since then. We had the opportunity to get drawn in, but those had to be taken out after a certain amount of time. Once the line art got done, so we don't have to go back and redraw anything.
Oh, that's true.
And initially, I had planned to unlock 3 more issues through stretch goals.
3 more issues. Wow.
Yeah, but we ran out of time on that. If we had unlocked those and started working on them, it would add like months to the production.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a good thing that it turned out the way it did.
Yeah. But I plan to as soon as this one's fulfilled, I'm going to start working with the artists on getting the next 3, hopefully next 3 issues. I'm going to see what money I can get together, because I want to do as many issues as I can per campaign.
Okay.
because it's a 30 issue series.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's gonna be an epic. It's gonna be awesome. It's a big universe, and this plot line is just the beginning. I plan on I got like a whole history of stories to tell. A lot of cool things that I can make into their own series. And yeah.
How many books are in this campaign then?
Just the two.
Two? All right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have 2 issues in this one. Are they more or less gonna be numbered? Issue number 1, issue number 2.
Yeah. Yeah. This print run, it's going to be it's going to be done limited to basically the number of backers. I'm going to probably print out 300 of each issue in this print run. It's going to be done through Mix-em, and then next print run is going to be through Alterna's print partnership program.
Oh my gosh, really? You're going to go through Alterna?
Yeah, they got their print partnership. It's not officially like with them, but they'll add it to their when they send their stuff to print, they'll tack yours onto theirs, and yeah, so that's gonna be the second print run, and then after that print run sells out, then it's going to be trade paperbacks, and yeah, that'll be. I think I might do those through possibly Amazon or something.
Oh my gosh, really? So when you do the second print run through Alterna, does that mean those issues are actually going to say like just inside the front cover maybe, or on the first page, second printing?
I think I might do a different cover because I got like issue 1. The cover was by the guy who did the artwork for the samurai side of the story, Hiko's side of the story. But he drew the stuff that was happening in the flashback/dream sequence, and I'm just sort of like having that like alternating back and forth. So Henry did the cover for issue 2, but on the second print, I might have Pablo do the cover, and then trade when I do the trade paperback for the first 5 issues, I'll probably have a special cover for that.
Hey all, chat. Yeah. Simon Sympathier says, "Go get the Beacons book now."
Yeah.
Are you gonna? Simon asks, "Are you going to leave it in demand after while you prep the next ones?"
I'm gonna leave it in demand until there are only 50 copies left, and then I'll have those 50 copies in case something goes wrong with someone's shipment, or and then like after everything's fulfilled, I'll have them to sell at conventions.
That's a good idea to have them available for conventions.
Yeah, and like, so second print run, that'll just be like an add-on thing to add, like when you back the next campaign, just to tack those on. If you were someone who missed out on the first campaign.
So, let's see. So if you're doing Mix-em to begin with, and then you're switching to Alterna, and then you're thinking about going to Amazon, are you talking about Amazon doing the publishing?
No, just do it like possibly through Amazon, or I might do like I might print them through Mix-em. Do the. I haven't quite decided on who I'm going to have print the when I do the trades, but they'll also be something you can add on when I do the future campaigns for the to the next arc of the story.
Oh, I'm sure you probably can't go into really much detail regarding costs and stuff, but is Alterna pretty competitive with Mix-em then in terms of?
Oh yeah. It's definitely a much lower price, but it's got a 3-month wait time, I think. So yeah, it's a lot it's the price is a lot better, but it's a lot longer. It takes a lot longer to get them.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I know that Alterna's really good group, and definitely ComicsGate. But I don't know a whole lot of details. Do they literally have their own physical production facilities and distribution center?
Yeah, I think they're working on distribution. Haven't heard what the progress is on that, but they don't have their own printer. They print through someone else. But yeah, so like when they send their files to the printer, you can send in your files to be printed along with theirs. Help everyone save on the cost.
Oh, so they're kind of like a front end way of streamlining the process.
Yeah, they got this way of getting it for cheaper, but downside is you don't get the proof copy off. You don't get to have the proof copy just to make sure everything printed right. There's a few downsides, but it's a cheaper way to do it. And yeah, it's a good option for a second print run. And doing a first print run as like more special thing.
So you kind of put your faith that since you're not getting a proof that it's going to turn out properly.
Yeah.
I mean, is part of Alterna's responsibility to, look over the book and the finished printed product and kind of give it a once or twice over to make sure it looks good or decent before telling them to proceed with printing the rest of the run?
I mean, I'm not sure about all that. I just know that it's just a cheaper option. But yeah, that's what I plan on doing for the second print run of each issue.
Right on. And we talk about the story behind Seven Legions.
Okay. Okay. So,
would it make more sense if you shared your screen and scrolled up and down as needed, or
I can do the pitch.
All right.
So it's Star Wars meets Skyrim in an Akira Kurosawa film, with a little bit of Rocketeer in there as well. It's the story of Azrakal, who served the Seven Legions for over 2,000 years until he discovered a plot to destroy the Seven Legions from within. And before he could warn the others, he vanished, leaving only his memories behind in the dreams of Hiko, an orphan born in feudal Japan's chaotic Civil War era. Now Hiko must choose between fighting the war that threatens the clan that took him in, or fighting the war to save the galaxy itself. So yeah, that's the basic overview. Sci-fi fantasy. You got like the races of fantasy represented as aliens. It's very much hard sci-fi. You got there's not magic or anything really. I mean, some races have special abilities, but I try to ground them as much as possible in reality. And all these races live very mortal sort of lives. The angels they can go on forever without aging, or dying of old age, but they can still be killed in battle or die of disease. But they eat, sleep, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I won't be showing that in the comic because that's boring. No trips to the cafe for bonbons.
8 hours later.
Yeah, but there's not going to be a single issue of this comic without some action. And I want to make it as action packed as makes sense to the story. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of story. There's gonna be some moments of levity, some character moments, but not a single issue without something cool going on. And yeah, it's a universe with a lot of cool stuff going on. You got dwarves that use mech suits, the Undine, which have living tech, and living starships that act like krakens. And yeah, it's big, cool, badass universe.
All right, how would you define Kraken? Every time I hear the word or name Kraken, I imagine Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, so it's like a big old, it's like a gigantic octopus or squid. So these starships, I would consider them like a cross between like a space whale, a octopus, and it's got like little praying mantis claws. So it'll like wrap up the enemy ship in its tentacles and sort of squeeze and like gouge into the sides. They're sort of like they have cloaking abilities that are constantly evolving because the species, or the species that uses them, they're constantly evolving the species to be the wildlife of their homeworld to serve as technology.
I love the artwork. It's really
Thanks.
cool.
Yeah, on issue 1 we had it was a real struggle because about halfway through, the artist who did this page, or who did the line art on this page, he had to quit.
Oh.
Yeah. He had an interesting art style. It's like a cross between Narwhal style and anime.
Yeah.
Really loose and everything. And that's the thing. Like if you look at Narwhal's line art, he's based. I don't think I could ever take on coloring some Narwhal line art. Because just the way his style works, it's just like I'm pretty sure he'd have to be the only one to color it, and that's pretty much how I feel about this guy's style. But I'm doing fairly well, I think. But halfway through the production, Henry Ponciano wound up having to take over for his part, but it worked out because that guy Maxis Zavers, he was working on the dream portion, so I was able to work into the story so that as Hiko's having this dream, it's actually Azrael's memory. He is visited by a seraphim known as Arios, who is capable of entering other people's minds. So Arios finds Hiko's dream, and he's like, okay, kid, I'm not sure what's going on exactly, but this isn't quite a dream, and we need to figure out exactly why you're seeing this. He's like, and I'm going to help you focus. And when he comes in and helps him focus, that's when it switches over to Henry's style. So that's how I was able to work it out.
Right on. So, if I'm understanding right, the artist who was doing your dream sequences took over the penciling and inks of the one who had to quit.
The one who was working on the dream sequence, the guy who's got the anime/Narwhal sort of style, he wound up having to quit, and Henry, who is now doing the dream sequence part of the story, he wound up taking over for Maxis Zavers.
So did he try to replicate or this unique style like the Narwhal-esque?
Yeah, I think there was an early attempt to, but it's like, you know what? I can work this into the plot. I can figure out a way to make this work. And it actually did work out for the better because it allowed me to bring Arios into the story a lot earlier.
Oh, nice.
Because like, he lives near the village where Hiko's adoptive family lives. So I was going to eventually pull them into the story about issue 3 or something, but it was going to be more like he stumbled upon them. But no, this works a lot better to the plot, and yeah, just it made the story much smoother, I think. So with making your own comics, sometimes you just got to roll with the punches, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Where was my one window here?
Yeah. And one thing I want to make sure is point out real quick, some of these pages that are on here, they're the old colors. This was back when I first started working as a colorist.
Huh?
And yeah, and because of how much I've improved since then, I'm recoloring them.
Oh,
yeah.
Right,
so
right.
Yeah, so that page right there has already been recolored. It's just a little bit beneath that one. Yeah, there it is.
Redone colors.
Yep.
Let me see something here real quick.
All right.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you can see the difference.
Yeah.
That's looking good. That's good.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad decisions made when I did the colors the first time around. But yeah, I've learned a lot since then. Yeah, it's
yeah, it looks richer.
Yeah.
All right. How many pages did you have to redo the coloring on?
On issue 1, it was 16 pages. I've got a couple more pages left, and then I'm going to be doing the lettering, and then I'm going to order the proof. And then sometime next month, I'm hoping to, get the books printed and start getting them shipped out. And I've already got a ton of the stuff, including just recently, just the other day, the narwhal print. And there it is.
Whoa!
It came out looking great.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Wait, so that's a print or a poster?
It's sort of like, it's got like a poster like material. Yeah, but this poster, this print, it's got Hiko as an adult right here.
Uh-huh.
You got Arios, and then you got his daughter Parlu, who winds up being Hiko's childhood friend.
My gosh, that's cool. I like that. I like it a lot.
I love Narwhal's style, but as I was saying earlier, I think he's the only one who could color his line art.
Oh man. So he did the whole piece, Narwhal. Yeah. He did the ink, sketches, inks, colors.
Yep. Sort of scroll this up.
Yeah, he's got a way about him.
Yeah, it's really unique and everything, but it's definitely awesome.
For sure.
Yeah. So this is one of 4 prints that you get when you back the print tier and above. We got one by Carl O. Rowe.
Okay. Oh, you got the Carl O. Rowe one too. Nice.
Yeah, we got, and that one shows off the villains. And you got one by Henry Ponciano. That's the one with all the samurai in front of the fiery background. And you got one by Pablo Romero, which is a 50s style pinup.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I love pinup styles.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the issue 2 art here. So they're like, it's a flashback to the start of Arios' Azrakal's military career, and they're liberating the goblins from the orcs who had them enslaved. So they're sort of doing like a dropship thing. They're sort of like paratrooping down. And you got this dwarf character here, Jodar Ulfsted, got a rocket axe. He just sort of rushes ahead of everyone. He's like primed up for battle. He's like, let's do this shit. He just sort of flies ahead of everyone, does his little battle cry, victory or Valhalla, and then he splits the orc version of Chris Evans' head with an axe.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of those drawn in tears. I said, first one to back this gets their head split by a rocket axe, and Chris was like, "That's me."
Oh my gosh. Wait, you said the first one who backs it, or was it like a special tier?
Yeah, whoever backs the drawn in tier for any of the legions. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Lucky guy.
Yeah. So this page here, you got that big ship there. That ship carries the whole fleet through FTL travel, and then once they arrive at the location, the rest of the fleet sort of splits off from them, and they get into formation and everything. The drop ships come out, the fighters come out, and then you got the drop ships at the bottom of the page entering atmosphere. Oh yeah.
Yeah, when we're going over your redone colors, Johnny Rando, welcome Johnny, says a definite improvement.
Oh yeah.
Looks great. I gotta agree, 100%.
Thank you. And then just beneath that page, you got Pablo Romero's pages. He took over for an artist who we had on issue 1. That artist was able to complete his work, but it didn't quite work out. So Pablo took over. He's got I had him do his 80s to 90s manga style, and I colored it in the style similar to 80s or 90s anime.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, and this is the story of Hiko. So you got like each issue split into 2 halves. You got the story of Hiko. It's an ongoing story. And as he sort of realizes his place in the conflict between his clan and their enemies, but also realizes that he's got a part to play in the much bigger fight between the 7 legions and their enemies. This issue 2, Hiko's just a kid. He's an orphan in this village that gets caught in the crossfire of a battle between the Azai clan and the Saito clan, and the Azai clan winds up being the one that takes him in, and they're sort of the good guys in this fight. And you got Yoshinobu. He's the samurai on that firing line. He becomes Hiko's adoptive father. And then you got Hiko's adoptive mother, Osora. She's the one that's being used as a springboard for Kade, who is her double and cousin.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, messing up those soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
So this portion of the story is very much like a samurai era.
Yeah, and like it's going to cross over with things like in the sci-fi side, but like the other races and their technology are not normally able to be seen by humans, but Hiko sees them clear as day. Because the other races are hidden by a mysterious cloaking force. No one quite knows what it is, but they just know that it exists. And the other races are not supposed to interfere with human events. And yeah, so Hiko, he has sort of this double life between his involvement in a samurai clan and his part in solving the war in the war that's going on out in space. Say, yeah, it's going to gradually the two sides of the story are going to gradually merge together throughout the series. Yeah.
And then you break down all the different races.
Yep.
Of the universe.
Yep.
Got a breakdown of what you need for the project.
Yeah. And there's the Pablo Romero print.
You did all the colorings on these two?
Yep.
Yeah. That's mighty cool.
Yeah. And we got the stretch goals down there. Got those first 2 that we passed. At 6.5K, we'll unlock another print for all the print tier backers, and that's going to be by Rob Willis. Now I'm going to do the colors on that. And then at 7K, we all get a bomber patch that goes out to every backer. And then at 7.5K, we unlock another print. This one's by an artist named P.T. Bordeaux. He's someone I met at Bubba Fest last year. Pretty cool guy. Got an interesting old school style, like old school painter style.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he doesn't have very much of a social media presence. I think I think his name on Instagram is Rainy Day Robot or something.
Oh.
I could probably look that up real quick. But yeah, he's not really well known yet. But I've been getting on him for a while. Been like, hey, you should get a Twitter and stuff. People need to get to know you.
Yeah, is it something he does as a hobby?
He had a booth.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, he's Yeah, he's got a cool style. Real traditional. Yeah, real traditional. Sometimes a little bit abstract. He was doing inking art, and it was really cool. Yeah.
So, what is the name of that convention you were at when you met him?
It was at Bubba Fest. It's over in Tennessee. Umbrella Guy, Winger, and a bunch of others in CG were there.
Really?
Yeah.
Bubba Fest.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool convention.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is it in any way related to Bubba Gump? You know, from Gump?
I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah.
It was a long shot.
It's just a Southern nerd convention.
So, what kinds of stuff do they exhibit or have there?
They had some comic book artists. They had some celebrities. I think they had some wrestlers there.
Oh.
The guy who played Michael Myers from
Halloween.
Yeah, from Halloween, he was there. Yeah, it was a pretty fun time.
Huh. All right. Cool. Right on. And then we've got. Let's check out the second video here.
Okay.
This one, if I'm not mistaken, is the longer one.
Yeah, and it's the one with the voiceover.
Oh, all right. Good.
Yeah, I got the Oath of the Seven Legions.
The angel Azrael served the Seven Legions for 2,000 years, maintaining the peace between the allied empires, until he uncovered a plot by the Legion's greatest enemies to destroy them from within. But before he could warn the others, he vanished, leaving only his memories behind in the dreams of Hiko, an orphan who became a samurai in a time of chaotic civil war that would pit his clan against their former allies. Now Hiko must choose between fighting the war that threatens the family that took him in, or facing the galactic threat he is destined to end when he barely knows his own world. Set in a universe where history as we know it is the continuation of a much larger story, where humanity had traveled among the stars for thousands of years until the leaders of man, under the guidance of Lucifer, betrayed the other races to gain the powers of the Seraphim. These human nations were defeated, stranded on Earth, with only the simplest tools to rebuild with. Over time, they would forget the other races, aside from the myths and legends we know today. Now the Earth is protected by the Seven Legions, until humanity can once again travel to the stars. This is just the start of the Seven Legions series, a sci-fi, fantasy, historical fiction, space opera, Star Wars mixed with Skyrim, and an Akira Kurosawa film. It's a universe that's been in the works for 13 years. Our goal is $3,000 to fund the art for issue 2 and the print runs of issues 1 and 2. All backers will receive both books signed, a total of 50 pages, with your name on the thank you page. $20 gets you the books, $50 gets you the books and print, $100 gets you drawn in as an enemy of the Seven Legions, $150 gets you drawn in as a soldier of the Seven Legions, and $500 gets you drawn in as a character of importance in the issue, with a chance of returning. Funding is just the beginning. When we get to our goal, we can
those are the old stretch goals.
Adding swag items, bookmarks, trading cards, buttons,
plan it out.
Matches, additional art up to 6 by talented artists. If we really smash the stretch goals, we can move forward to issues 3, 4, and 5, ultimately ending with all 5 issues gathered in a trade paperback. So back the Seven Legions today and get in on this exciting new epic.
Yeah, that was from way back when I first started this campaign. Back when I had a lot bigger plans. So those next 3 issues, that's gonna be the next campaign. But I'm really looking forward to those because there's gonna be some epic shit in there.
For sure.
Yeah, you got the one has a hunt. The dwarves going on a hunt for frost giants. So you got these dwarven mech suits battling these giant monsters. a little bit like Pacific Rim in a sort of tundra sort of landscape.
Okay, all right.
And there's another in issue 3. You got a 7 Legions fleet encounters a demonic raiding party, and the demons, they have advanced technology that's way more advanced than any of the other races. So it's very horror inspired. Demons come off at first as almost undefeatable, and they wind up they wind up figuring out how to do it, but it's gonna be a very cool issue.
Definitely. I like this character, the way she looks and everything.
Yeah, that's Alana. She's the psionic specialist. So every angel has the ability to do like a force push style telekinesis, and they have pyrokinesis as well. Most of them, they could probably like maybe light a grill with their pyrokinesis, but she can do a full on flamethrower and stuff, and sort of like Pyro from the X-Men.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see all these different genres and styles come together, and these different characters.
Yeah, and one thing I'm looking forward to with next campaign is potentially doing an Ashcan that would be drawn by P.T. Bordeaux, hopefully. And it would tell the story of one of the 3 main villains, Lilith. And she was one of the first angels. And yeah, it's gonna be that one's gonna be a really cool story. I might do it through stretch goals. I'm just gonna work on the budgets once this campaign fulfills, and see how I can fund that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, when you came up with your stretch goal, I think I could be wrong, but I think this went up a little bit.
Yeah, that was
It might have been since yesterday or earlier in the week.
Yeah, I remember that was Hex Allen, I think his name was. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, it's looking cool.
Oh yeah. And between issue 1 and issue 2, Henry's style, it's improved so much.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it was crazy seeing the last few pages he was turning in, just like the amount of improvement he's made. And I'm hoping to keep him around because he's reliable. He's got a cool style. Really good artist. I remember at the end of last summer, Malin did that stream where he critiqued people's art, and I sent in that print that Henry did, and he's like, I can't think of a single thing wrong with this. It's like, I was just watching, like, holy shit. And I showed it to Henry. He goes, holy shit. I was like, I know, I said the exact same thing.
Wait, what was the print that you submitted to Malin?
It's that first one. It's that one with all the samurai. Just scroll down a little bit there.
This one right here?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And that's one of the 4 that all the backers, the print tier and above, will be getting. So.
What a thrill to get that kind of feedback.
Yeah. He and Ethan were both like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, it's a good one for sure. You got all 4 characters.
Yeah, and
they definitely stand out. You got the focus on them.
Yeah, and then you got like all those samurai, all those soldiers that are attacking them. They sort of represent the 4 major clans that Hiko is going to come up against, like the Saito, the Oda, the Rokaku, and the Aiga clan, which are more like a ninja clan. But yeah, it's just sort of representing all those enemies, and Hiko's family there, and facing off with them.
Are the clan and clans names actually based in history?
Yeah. So the Oda is the clan that wound up taking over Japan. Oh, it wound up almost taking over Japan before their leader Oda Nobunaga wound up being assassinated, and then some subordinates of his wound up finishing the job really. And the Rokaku, they were an enemy of the Azai for a long time. And then you got like the Aiga, they were the most well-known ninja clan. And the Saito, they were one of the first enemy. They were a clan that's taken out pretty early in this Civil War period, but they're in the story. They're the reason why the Azai and the Oda are initially allied together. But then, a little conflict eventually breaks out between the Azai and the Oda, and that's one thing I'm going to be covering in later issues. And the Oda clan, Nobunaga is sort of an interesting figure, and he's going to be a fun character to write because he's a villain technically, but he's not a bad guy. He's just ruthless, and he's got good goals. He's trying to unite Japan to end this bloodshed and everything, but he doesn't care who he hurts along the way to do it.
Wow, cool. Man, not only is it full of history and adventure and nonstop action, you've also got and you got fantasy.
Yeah.
And you're also incorporating facets of history, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking cool. Let's see that get up to 6,000.
Oh yeah.
6,000 gold.
Yeah, I would love to, hit 7,500. I'd love to get all those stretch goals, because not only do I want to get the that stuff out to the backers, I also kind of want to have a couple of those prints for myself.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got this campaign. You're literally making your own type of history.
Yeah.
And you want mementos from the key achievements.
Yeah.
So looking at the perks, we got the print tier. So there's a small discount here, I see.
That's something that Indiegogo has that weird thing where you have to put in the price that people are going to be charged, and price that's slightly higher to get. Yeah, it's just a weird thing. It's not technically a discount. They just have you put in two different prices so they can do that. Yeah.
Do they do that from the get-go?
Yeah.
When you're first setting up the campaign?
Yeah, it's just one of those weird little things you got to do.
Okay. All right. It probably draws a little more traffic once people see that there's a slight discount.
Yeah.
So you get the autographed books, all the art prints that are funded.
Yeah.
Your name on the thank you page too. Dang.
Yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention on there is that you also get all the swag items. So the bookmarks, the trading cards, the button pin, and if we hit the stretch goals, the dog tags, and the bomber patch.
Oh man, I want the patch and the dog tags.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. And then we got the physical copy.
Yep. You got. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just the books and the swag items. And they're going to be signed, and you're going to get your name on the thank you page. And with the name on the thank you page, by default, it's just going to be first name, last initial. But if they say I'm going to put out an email before I go to print, saying if you want your full name or if you want a pseudonym put in, then I'll put that in instead.
So when do you go based on? I notice that whenever I back a campaign, I get to the payment page, and then it typically has a little section at the bottom that indicates how would you like your name or the amount you're backing to be displayed, and you have the option of putting a name, or you could do a custom one. Is that what you're pulling from?
Yeah. Yes. So like whatever shows up on the donation. Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's see. So that's a physical copy.
Yeah. So the international double pack. This is just because I know international shipping is huge, and I can put 2 copies of everything and ship it for close to the same amount I would ship just the 1 copy. So the shipping is worked into the cost of the international double pack. So people who are in like the UK or Australia, you can get for the same price. You get the basic physical copy tier. You could get 2 copies just to make up for the cost of international shipping.
And that's also going to include all the perks of the swag.
Yeah, all the swag items. And with that, there is also an add-on when you go to checkout to get the prints as well. So, yeah, so like if you wanted the international, if you're in Australia, you want the international double pack, but you also want the prints as well. You can do a print tier add-on in checkout.
Huh. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Or for just people who want 2 copies. Now, are these unsigned?
Oh, they'll be signed.
Oh, wow. All right. Cool. And then you got the For the Troops.
Yep. Yeah, you get 1 copy of pretty much everything. And 5 copies will be sent to the troops through Operation Paperback. And I just looked into it, and I can also send swag items and stuff to the troops.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I'll be sending 5 copies of everything, like all the swag items, to the troops as well.
Oh, cool.
And prints and everything. So that was one thing I was excited about because my brother-in-law was a soldier. And yeah, just cool to be able to give something like that to him.
Do you have anyone else in your family still in the military, actively serving?
No, not right. Not right now.
That would have been a trip if people got these and they ended up going to at least one of your family members in active duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool when there are these troop bundles here, and then we got a retailer bundle.
Yep. So 5 copies of both books, 5 prints, 5 copies of the swag items, and you also get a piece of original concept art. And the specific piece of art will not be uploaded anywhere. It won't be sold again. So it's a one-of-a-kind piece of art. First time a character was drawn. So imagine if you owned the first time Green Goblin was drawn or something. So I'm doing concept art for individual characters, soldiers, soldier types. I don't do the guns or the ships because I'm terrible at that. But character concepts. That's the sort of thing you'll be getting in addition to the books, the prints, and the swag items with the retailer bundle.
So you're doing the original concept art?
Yep.
So the original concept art, that's not something that's already been created, that has already exists. It's something.
That's going to be things that are going to characters and soldier types that are going to appear in future issues and future campaigns. Nice. So along with having a piece of original concept art, you're gonna have a little bit of a sneak peek into things that are going to come up later.
Right on. Welcome, Gothic Arch. Good to have you. The art looks great, he says.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I got some talented artists on here.
So you mentioned that you don't do too well with vehicles, so you leave it to your artists that you've hired to handle the spaceships and
that spaceship on issue 1. That's that appearance and maybe in issue 5 are going to be probably the only time you see that ship. It was just like something that they sort of commandeered to get to where they were going. But yeah, when I first wrote out the script, I was just like, there's something with 4 engines that swivel and sort of boxy Hulk and dropships thing. And then he comes back with that. I was like, you know what? We'll use your idea instead.
It's pretty cool. Again, I like it.
Yeah.
I dig it. And then we've got the sold out sketch card.
Yep.
From Simon.
Yeah.
3 out of 3 claimed.
Yep.
Yeah. Sweet. Fantastic. Yeah, it looks really, really good. Let's go ahead and do both the trailers.
Okay.
Here. Let's see. I like that music too.
Oh yeah. A guy named Ross Bugden. He does royalty-free music.
Ah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good songs on his channel.
Nice. Nice. All right. And then this is the second. Well, this was the original trailer, was it?
Yep.
All right.
The angel Azrael served the 7 legions for 2,000 years, maintaining the peace between the allied empires, until he uncovered a plot by the legion's greatest enemies to destroy them from within. But before he could warn the others, he vanished, leaving only his memories behind in the dreams of Hiko, an orphan who became a samurai in a time of chaotic civil war that would pit his clan against their former allies. Now Hiko must choose between fighting the war that threatens the family that took him in, or facing the galactic threat he is destined to end when he barely knows his own world. Set in a universe where history as we know it is a continuation of a much larger story, where humanity had traveled among the stars for thousands of years until the leaders of man, under the guidance of Lucifer, betrayed the other races to gain the powers of the Seraphim. These human nations were defeated, stranded on Earth, with only the simplest tools to rebuild.
The round ship looks so perfect.
Over time, they would forget aside from the myths and legends we know today. Now the Earth is protected by 7 legions, until humanity can once again travel to the stars. This is just the start of the 7 Legions series, a sci-fi, fantasy, historical fiction, space opera, Star Wars mixed with Skyrim, and an Akira Kurosawa film. It's a universe that's been in the works for 13 years. Our goal was $3,000 to fund the art for issue 2 and the print runs of issues 1 and 2. All backers will receive both books signed, a total of 50 pages, with your name on the thank you page. $20 gets you the books, $50 gets you the books and print, $100 gets you drawn in as an enemy of the 7 Legions, $150 gets you drawn in as a soldier of the 7 Legions, and $500 gets you drawn in as a character of importance in the issue, with a chance of returning. Funding is just the beginning. When we get to our goal, we can move on to the stretch goals, adding swag items, bookmarks, trading cards, buttons, dog tags, and bomber patches. Additional art prints, up to 6 by talented artists. If we really smash the stretch goals, we can move forward to issues 3, 4, and 5, ultimately ending with all 5 issues gathered in a trade paperback. So back to 7 Legions today, and get in on this exciting new epic.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's hit 6,000, everyone.
Yeah.
Go ahead and back the project. It's definitely worthy. Great artwork and everything.
Got a lot of good deals in there.
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank you so very much, Michael, for coming on my stream again.
Well, thanks for having me.
Would you tell the audience how they can reach you?
Okay, I'm on Twitter at the number 7 Legions Beacon, on YouTube at Michael Beacon. I also got the website for 7 Legions, which has a lot more in-depth look at the lore. It's 7legions.com. And we got a Facebook page that I haven't updated in so long. It's just 7 Legions. I think it's like at the number 7 Legions. But yeah, it's not been updated since start of the campaign.
Okay.
But,
all right. Well, and you can find me on Twitter at WyzGyz Tweets and on YouTube under WyzGyz Entertainment. Thanks all very much for joining us today. We're going to be covering another title soon. And again, thanks once again to our special guest, Michael. And back 7 Legions if you haven't already, or even if you have, back it again.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.